What's going on, YouTube? It's 5:38 a.m. I've been up since 4:30, like my normal schedule every single day. I decided to make this video for you guys. Right now, it's currently 6/4/2021. The Bitcoin convention starts today. I've seen a lot of my competitors and a lot of people in the cryptocurrency industry currently in Miami. Like they were there since Wednesday getting drunk. I say that because I just generally believe I have an unhealthy obsession with life, with making something big, something to take over the cryptocurrency industry. So in this video, because I got so much good feedback, I'm explaining how I got to that point, the lessons I learned in my life, my cryptocurrency journey, as well as where I'm going to go in the future. People just really like that last video. I got a lot of positive comments. So I decided to make a part two. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video. And today we're talking about kind of my cryptocurrency journey. I know it's all about me, and I'm not narcissistic, but I will say that you're gonna probably learn something here. I've been through a lot. I am young, but I forced myself in a lot of ways to become an entrepreneur, as well as I forced myself to learn things really, really fast. They call it an autodidact, right? And if you guys watch my last story on my cryptocurrency journey, I went into a lot of the failures, right? And I think people have this misconception that failure is a bad thing. Obviously, oh, failure's a bad thing. You need to fail your way to success. Yes, I am the ultimate byproduct of that. I've made a lot of businesses. I've failed a lot. I've done, pretty much everything in my life wrong and then fixed it to get to where I'm at today. So I think you guys can benefit from this if I just dive a little bit deeper on my story, some things I learned, and you guys can kind of get the inside scoop on how and why I'm so obsessed. I'm extremely obsessed. I really just don't know of any other company that takes it as far as we do. And I'm saying that from like the genuine bottom of my heart. We work, pretty much everybody in the office works a 12-hour day is like minimum. If you're not working 12 hours, I mean, you pretty much get weeded out of this company. We're here pretty much every day at 5 a.m. in the morning. We work out, take health very, very serious. Like I said, I think it's just an unhealthy obsession. So I'll tell you guys exactly why and how I got to that point. So if you didn't watch my last one, I'll just give you guys the overall gist of kind of my journey. I started off almost a high school dropout, just academic probation. I cheated my way through high school, got through high school. And, a smart person, I forgot who it was. I think it was somebody like on Elon Musk's level. He said this in one of his interviews, because I like to watch a lot of entrepreneurship interviews and stuff like that. He said, yo, look, if early on your gut instinct tells you that school is bad, it's probably a good thing, right? And that was me, right? That was literally me. Like, I knew for a fact, I don't know why, I just knew for a fact the school was not the way. Even though everybody told me it was, my parents, everything, I just knew that it wasn't for me. And I kind of was empty for a long period of my life. That's the gist I want to show you guys. Like, I was empty. I had no real motivation. So anything that sounded kind of correct, I would go that way. So, I mean, I would be real with you guys. The story of my cryptocurrency journey gets so much deeper. Some of the things I can't even say on this camera, maybe I'll make a video when I get a little bit more successful and, my reputation can't go to zero for saying certain things. There's this book, I believe it's called The Journey of a Thousand Faces or something like that. If you just Google search the hero's journey, you'll get to the answer I'm talking about here, and you'll definitely find the book. But basically, there's always that kind of like trials and tribulations, right? There's always that moment where everything's like on the line, and it's like you either give up or you keep going. And I genuinely think that not only financially, emotionally, in every single aspect of my life was tested throughout my journey to get to where I'm at. And I think it's 100% real. And I think everybody's gonna have to go through it eventually. And what I'm talking about here is like that trials and tribulation moment, that moment in the movie that you see, where people basically like everything's on the line, right? Everything's on the line. You're either gonna die here or you're gonna, or it's gonna work for you, right? And that happened to me. So I'll tell you guys kind of something similar. I'm not gonna give you the whole backstory because it's a little bit private, but I will say there was a time in my life where I was extremely broke, like to the point where I was actually questioning my future for real. I was being taken advantage by a company. They were taking advantage of me when it comes to sales. I was in the sales industry. They were kind of cycling leads, putting me in a really bad situation to make money. I was making less than like 1,500 a month at this job. It was pretty, and I was working like 16-hour days. I would pull up at 7 a.m., leave at 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m. for like a month or two straight. And at that point, that was like me transitioning after two jobs. And I'm bringing it home to, I'm kind of starting from the top of the last video. So go watch that last video if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But basically, I'm in this company. It's kind of like the make or break moment. And at the same time, I'm still making videos on the side for YouTube, and that's still doing well. And I'm still investing in cryptocurrency, and some of my cryptocurrency investment starts popping off. So it gives me the confidence to leave this job. And, again, same situation. This happened like multiple times in my life where I just did not have the money. I had nothing to my name. I had to sell things on eBay. I could not ask my parents. My parents cannot afford it either. I was about to get evicted. My girlfriend thinks I'm a bum, right? And I can't provide for her. And, it's just bad situation. She's in school. She's literally studying to be a nurse practitioner, and I cannot provide for her. She cannot, live comfortably. She might have to get a job as a RN, and go, into the hardest part of her schooling. And it's just like, I have to move back in with my parents. It's like the life sucks. I have to like potentially, I didn't even have a car. I was using my girlfriend's car. I had to, scrape together money just to help pay for the gas and like, do anything. And this is just a truth. This is real. Like nobody's going to come on the internet and say things like this. But personally, I think again, like we're all human beings and we're all going to go through it and nobody's perfect, right? When you look at like some of these perfect human beings on YouTube, it's just a false representation. And I think that's why you guys respect me, because I'll lay it out on the line. I have nothing to hide. I think it's so much different when you came from nothing. When you came from like legitimately the bottom and you make it, that's so different from someone that already had a lot of handouts. And I think that that's kind of what gives me the confidence to tell you guys these horror stories in my life publicly without no shame, is because from where I came from to where I'm at now is so night and day. You would have no idea. You guys did not know me. Go look at my old pictures on Instagram. Go look at, if you can find some old, I'm not gonna, no, we're not gonna do that. But go look for where I came from. If you're from Broward and if you went to my high schools or anything, you guys know where I came from. And I think that's a little bit different. That element there I could brag about. So let's get on with the story. So go through this trials and tribulations moment. I'm broke. Everything. I had to die. Like my mental, my ego, everything had to basically die. All the lies I did to myself, I guess you could say exaggerations. Oh yeah, I worked hard today, but I didn't really work hard. Oh yeah, I got a video done, but I didn't really get a video. Just telling my girlfriend, telling my family that I am an entrepreneur, but I'm not really an entrepreneur because I don't work hard. All that died in that moment. In that moment where it was make or break. And this is a really good concept to understand, because I think the only reason I made it is because I went all in. Now, this is a very clear thing here. And there's no gray area in this. So I'll explain this concept. And if you want to make your own business, and it's the same thing with cryptocurrency, like investing too. You cannot be investing in like commodities, gold, and all these different things and have a part-time job and a side hustle and have success in crypto. It's not going to work that way. People always ask me, do you invest in stocks? I'm like, no. Why would you even ask me that question? The fact that people even ask me the question if I invest in other things shows that they just don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea. They're super lost. And it's not a shot at you. I'm not shooting any shots at anyone that's ever asked me a question. What I'm saying is, look, focus, leaving it all on the line. There's a story I tell the people at my company, and I'm gonna kind of give you guys a story today, and it's gonna freak you out. Actually, it's gonna freak you out. So I forgot the exact. I think it's like Spaniards or something like that. Just the concept is the important part. So there's guys that they want to conquer a nation. So they go on boats and they go to this nation. That's like, it's not an island, but it's obviously like their area. They get on shore and they're basically outnumbered. They realize that their defense is too big. It's a 3-1. They are not going to be able to conquer them. So what the general does is he goes to the boats and he actually burns the boats. Like he just literally takes fire. And I tell this to my team all the time. They go to he went to the boats. He literally completely destroyed it. Looked at his army and said, "Look, you either die here or we win. If you treat it like life or death, if you treat business like life or death, if you treat crypto like life or death, you're not going to diamond hands your life. You're not going to sit there and hold the cryptocurrency all the way to zero if you treated it like life or death. If you treat your business like life or death, you will probably win. Because think about it. If you put everything on the line, you have nothing to lose. And that's how I won. I put everything on the line. My whole entire life was dedicated to this one thing, which is to create a successful business. I made the promise to myself that I was never going to give up, to the point where I realized that all these side hustles, all these back end businesses I'm making, this plan B, this job I can get over here, all of that was contributing to my losses. It's what made me weak. And this should be the same thing for you guys. Whatever you really, really want to do, whether it's cryptocurrency investing or making a business or whatever it is, if you don't fully commit every cell of your human existence to that cause, somebody that does will beat you. And they say making your first million is the hardest. That is the truest, most real thing ever, because it's not even about the $1 million. It's about the mindset it takes to make something that's worth $1 million. to change and kill your mind, to kill all those limiting beliefs, to kill all these bad habits. Like I literally had to die. And the only way that happened was because I was at that make or break moment, that paradigm shift, right? There was a massive paradigm shift in my life where you guys, you don't even realize it, but you lie to yourself on a day to day basis. You lie to yourself so much that all those lies you tell your friends, it's like 10% of how much you lie to yourself. I've been lying to myself for years about how I'm the greatest entrepreneur. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm an actual entrepreneur only making $1,500 a month. I was only making $1,500, $2,000 a month. Oh, I made $3,000 a month. I'm successful. No, no, that's you lying to yourself. You can make more money in a business than you can, making $3,000 working 100-hour weeks. The truth is that whole time I was failing, I was lying to myself about my work ethic. I was lying to myself about how much I knew. I was lying to myself about my experience. Everything was a lie until that moment I went all in, dropped all options, and went head on with this business and my cryptocurrency investing as well as my YouTube. That's basically what I did. I educated and I invested. I educated, I invested. I educated, I invested. And that is the only reason I'm in this situation. It was uncertain. There was literally times where I was like, am I going to be able to pay today's rent or, this month's rent? Am I going to be able to pay for groceries? Do I have to go to one of these free churches and get free food from them just so I can manage, my life and I don't have to struggle? Do I have to go sell something else? Do I have to sell my cell phone? This was real. It was real. And that's what forced me to kill myself mentally and get out of that mindset of lying. What you deserve will always come to you. And this is a really big concept. And this is why I'm attacking it from different angles and explaining it multiple times is that what you get is what you deserve. Life is actually fair. It's actually fair. If you're broke, you deserve it. If you're rich, you deserve it most likely, unless you hit the lotto. But even in those cases, when someone gets the lotto, they usually go broke in 2 to 3 years because they don't deserve it. They don't just look at the rappers that make all this money. They don't deserve it. They go on drug binges, and some of them commit suicide. They don't deserve the money, right? If you look at any success story where someone gets rich really quick, chances are they lose it. Okay, and I did not deserve to have a real business until I killed everything, went all in, burned my boats, and made it happen. And that's what happened. And that's why we're here today. And this is why we're giving you the education. I became a better human being. Where I was 3 years ago is nothing compared to where I'm at today. Like not even slightly close. It's not even a slight resemblance in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's the first concept I want to explain to you guys. If you want to do something, there's no side hustle in the world that will ever get you there. You must dedicate every single cell and ounce of energy of your human existence to this cause, and you will win. Okay, so once I did win, now I'm in a situation where I have a multi-million-dollar business. Obviously the market's having issues, so things are dying in the business. Of course, that's the way it is. I mean, look at every YouTuber is getting less views. Every YouTuber, there's always issues when the market goes down. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like when the market's up, everybody loves me. When the market's down, everybody hates me. It's just, this literally happened consistently since my YouTube career started. So now I'm in this point where it's like, all right, and they say like what 90% of businesses fail within the first 2 years. I'm definitely within that 2 years. So it's like a make or break moment. Now, let me give you guys my thought process of where I'm going in the future so you can understand me. So, cryptocurrency to me is like a stepping stone. Now, I love crypto. I love decentralization. I love in general freedom for mankind. And that's why I'm in here in the first place. But the coins themselves, the financial part is not something that I'll see myself forever doing. If it was, I probably would have made a hedge fund or something. That's the smart route to go, or a hedge fund or some type of like seriously cryptocurrency based company. I mean, and, in the future I'm going to be making software, but here's kind of my stepping stone. So right now I'm in a situation where I really want to educate a lot of people and kind of like liberate people because I did it for myself. And, I think if I just apply those methods, it would be relatively easy to get my audience out, right? And I'm building social currency. So it's definitely something that's positive to my life as well. I'm not going to sit here and say it's just all for everybody. I'm just going to, I'm going to give everything to the people. No, that's not the case at all. It's obviously lucrative for myself. It's obviously I'm building a reputation in the cryptocurrency community. The digital product and what I'm doing with Fundamental Secrets was the best route to go for me, right? Make this digital product. If I can help other people the way I helped myself, then I think, the world will reward me for that. And then at the same time, I'm getting a lot of insight and feedback to what I should make. Because I think a lot of people make the mistake, especially with software companies, because that's my plan, right? Especially with software companies, a lot of people make the mistake of assuming what people want, right? And especially in cryptocurrency too. You see it all the time. You see these guys coming out with these random coins that are just byproducts of the last 6 pumps. There's literally like 6 different coins that have these different properties of like a deflationary supply or like a dog coin or something, where there's like 6 different coins pumped in the last, 3 weeks. Let's take just the reasons why they pumped and just make this new coin out of it. And they assume that's what people want long term, but that's not the case at all. Next stepping stone for me and my business and my next steps in my cryptocurrency journey, I want to make a very successful software company, whether that's a cryptocurrency itself, whether it's just, a software that helps cryptocurrency investing, whether it's a whatever it is, right? Because I don't want to draw any assumptions on what I think people need. I want to make something that's actually valuable to the world. So right now, I'm kind of developing that understanding, right? Because cryptocurrency is deep, guys. I've been in it for 6 years and I still don't know even slightly everything. This is like my stepping stone. Get as much data as I possibly can from people while helping them at the same time, helping them get cryptocurrency success, develop a reputation. And then eventually I'm going to transition into creating a software, develop more reputation, help more people with the software. Because as you guys can imagine, my time is limited. So, I'm not going to be able to sit here and do these like one-on-ones with people and consulting. I'll be able to keep fundamental secrets forever because it's a limited amount of time, and I'll be able to use my YouTube forever. But eventually, you want to create a product where you don't have to look at it, right? And that's what software does. In some cases, I can create something. I don't have to pay attention to it because the software itself is automated and helping more people than if I could physically, like my physical time cannot help that many people, if that makes sense. And this is like, I think the best roadmap to success in any type of technological business. I think there's a lot of companies that make the mistake of just trying to assume that there's a software that they can make for everybody. That's kind of my steps. Now, moving after that, I don't think I'm done. I don't think I'm done even slightly. When I'm looking at my future, I'm looking at it in like a 40-year term. I'm 26 years old, right? I'm looking at like a 30, 40-year term. I think in the next 10 years, I could successfully pull off some type of big software company, get me to like 500 million, 250 million, depending on what the dollar's worth by then, even if we are even saying dollar by then. And then from that point, I want to actually, and I've said this in a couple of other videos, but I know I got some new subscribers, but I actually want to make, kind of do something similar to what Elon Musk is doing, create some type of space company. Now, I know in like 20 years, they're going to make leaps and bounds in technology. I know right now I'm not a genius like Elon Musk. I'm not in any way, shape, or form like any type of high IQ person. I am just a very, very hardworking individual, driven individual. I think that's what it is. I don't think I'm above average in any way, shape, or form. This video is crazy because it's all it is talking about me. But I know you guys are learning from it, and I know I got like a lot of good feedback. So I just don't want to sound like narcissistic. But I want to create a space company, and I know these guys are going to push the innovation. I think in the next 20 years, it's going to be much easier to travel interplanetary space travel. And I want to be a part of that. And that's like my ultimate goal. I want to own a space company so that I can help humans, because I do think interplanetary travel is the next domain. That is the next step in mankind. So, I'll do whatever it takes to get there. And, the software company, to afford something like a space company, you have to basically create a software company. There's not really too many ways you could do it. Now, they say that the most billionaires on earth are investors. So that's why I am an investor too. But I will say that investors never get that experience of creating a serious like product, right? So like you'll have hedge fund investors like Warren Buffett and stuff. Their product is their hedge fund. So I get that part, but I'm talking about like a tangible product, not a service-based company. I would consider hedge funds kind of like a service-based. You're serving the people, but I'm talking about a product. There's a lot of ways you can go. I think I'm putting myself in the best trajectory. So which is going to bring me to my next lesson. Whatever your passion is, right? Because you have to figure out your passion. That's hard, okay? And there's a course I actually purchased when I was young. It was like a self-help course. What is this guy's name? It's called, just go Google search actualized.org. I made a digital course for a reason. I really believe in them. I'm a byproduct of digital courses. Autodidact, I just eat these things alive, and they got me to where I am today. I've had some bad ones. I've had some good ones, but actualized.org was probably one of the greatest digital courses I ever had in my life. I don't have an affiliate code for you because I don't care. But if they have something called the Life Purpose course, and when I was younger, I did that, and it got me to the ultimate conclusion that I want interplanetary space travel, right? But one of my biggest values is freedom. So I didn't want to be like an astronaut because they control you. They tell you what to do. I wanted to be the person behind the scenes that can control the situation, as well as be the astronaut if you wanted to. the only way to do that is to create a super successful company so that you can afford to create one. That's basically my story. But this lesson I'm trying to explain to you guys, don't get caught up. Like whatever your passion is, don't get caught up in the idea that you have to like just do that. Like if your passion is, I don't know, let's say your passion was you want to create a car company. Okay, so you want to create a car company. You don't have to like start day one and just go create the car company. Like in no way, shape, or form is that smart. And I think I got caught up big time in that early on because I had all this energy. I had all this energy to like do something super hard, and I wanted to go hard at something. And you could see it in my eyes because I would go to to a new job, and I would dedicate my life. I would dominate everybody in the job, and then I would figure out, oh, this is what the job really is after like a month or two, and I'll lose complete motivation. I had all this energy cooped up, from the bad high school experience, from college being bad in general because it didn't really give you a real meaning to do what you're supposed to do. And I wanted to find that meaning. I was actively searching for a meaning, something, a purpose to dedicate my life to. And this was like a big transition. I was just looking for that. What's that thing I could just go all in on? And it kind of depressed me at one point because I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the thing that I could dedicate my life to. Like I had all this motivation, energy to dominate everything, and it wasn't there. And I would just go into this cause that wasn't that good. And then I would lose motivation, and I'll go into this thing, and then I'll lose motivation, and I'll go into this thing. It's like, okay, what is it, right? But what you have to understand is that there's a kind of path to this thing, and it's not always a straight path. Like sometimes there's stepping stones. As long as you guys understand that the ultimate purpose, you're never going to stop, right? As long as you understand that you'll never get comfortable. Like I'm never going to get comfortable just making only YouTube videos for the rest of my life. I'm going to make YouTube videos plus make complete companies, right? I'm never just going to be minimal. As long as you understand that, these are stepping stones, whether you have to get a job, whether you have to get a sales job, whether you have to do something that you don't want to do. If you just think about it like, look, I'm going to do this, I'm going to dominate it, I'm going to get the most out of it, and then move on to the next one and just keep going up, that will give you the power. That will get you out of that like limiting belief that you have to just do your purpose and that's it. Because I've seen a lot of self-help courses, and I think that's a big limiting belief they kind of put into people's brains, that you just have to do your purpose and that's it. And that's not the case. The ultimate goal is to get to your purpose, right? And what you do in between is irrelevant. So I think that's really important for people to understand. Especially with my journey, that's what I'm doing, right? That's where I'm going in the future. I'm going to build this cryptocurrency company because it aligns with my values and principles. I think freedom, I think helping people in general and finance, especially, with innovation. This is part of my principles. I have a principle list. All these things align, but they're not perfectly aligned. I want to go to a different planet. That's like my ultimate purpose, right? And then I build a software that's kind of aligned, but not perfectly aligned. And every single new business venture, everything I do eventually gets to the point where I'm at my ultimate purpose. Okay. So just think of it that way. I think I taught you guys some good concepts. I think this is a good video for you guys to kind of learn some stuff, but I'm done talking about myself this morning. I got to make some other videos, some educational content so you guys can succeed in cryptocurrency investing. So I'm gonna end it right here. If you have any comments or concerns, if there's any video you guys want me to make, leave a comment below. I'll make more one-to-one talks like this, where it doesn't have to be charts all the time, and we can kind of just sit down, chop it up like human beings, and have this conversation. That's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates, and like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. And that's going to work for every business I ever use. I'm always going to be saying that. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one. Alex here. Quick update, quick announcement, guys. I have a new community number. So I got a second phone. You could directly text me. I'm answering all questions. My new phone number is 954-758-5473. Again, that's 954-758-5473. I'm answering all comments. Go ahead and text me now. Let's have a conversation.